My name is Shauna Lee Vasquez. I started my business 5 years ago in a month. Actually, my old boss came up with the name. We were trying to figure out names of what we wanted to name it after I took over, because it was kind of like a overnight switch, and she was like, hey, how about this name? And I loved the name, and that's how we picked it. It was perfect. East Eatery. It wasn't really pre-planned. It was like, hey, do you want a restaurant? No, I don't want a restaurant. She's like, yeah, I get a restaurant. I'm like, no. And then we looked at the numbers and we're like, okay, I've always wanted a restaurant on my own, and I knew I've been in this building for the last 10 years working for, last 5 years for working for myself, but last 10 years in this building. So I knew downtown core, and I thought maybe this could be it. Typical day at work for me in general. So I live in Warren. I drive from Warren every single day for the last 5 years. Never missed a day. I leave home, stop at the bakery in Sturgeon. If I need to, I'll stop at the butcher in Sturgeon and then go to the grocery store. Come here, open up, start my soups, start prepping for the day, work it, and close it down and start again. So sometimes I'm at the grocery store 2 times a day, 3 times a day, 7 times a week, because we're so small, right? We prep all our food fresh, and so we don't keep a lot of food here to store in a fridge for next week. We buy as we need, which is kind of a pain in the butt sometimes, but that's how we do it.
My name is Cheryl, also known as Mama Bear. I'm from Wacomico. My role here at the restaurant is a little bit of everything, from prep to waitressing to cashier to the only thing I don't do is cook. Washing the dishes, putting them away, restocking, a little bit of everything. We all work as a team here, so everything works.
How did you learn how to make fry?
Just from watching my aunties, and grandma back in the day when I was young. And then I put my own twist to it as I started making it here. Because originally they didn't add sugar, I add sugar and I add milk. Whereas they didn't. I do. And it's better. My secret ingredient is love. Like when I make it, I pray over the bread as I'm aerating it, and it's made with love. I don't make the bread when I'm angry. It would turn out awful. Yeah. As far as I know, we're the only ones that sell fried bread. Tacos and fried bologna sandwiches, scone dogs.
How many indigenous tacos would you typically make on a Tuesday?
In the beginning, I would say between 70 to over 100, and now it's approximately 35 to 45 every Tuesday. Yeah. And when we run out, we run out. I have a couple of recommendations. I really recommend the Caribbean salad and the hummus flatbread. It's because the flavors really blend well together, and that's my preference, and I recommend that to people when they ask.
What's your favorite thing about working?
Being with my daughter and my grandson, and just getting out of the house. I just this is my second home, I guess. It's home away from home, and if it wasn't for my job, I don't know. I don't think I'd want to sit at home and do nothing, It gets me out of the house.
What's your favorite thing about that?
Being my own boss is my favorite thing to do. I can make my own creations. I can do whatever I want, leave when I want. I don't know if I can work for anybody else now. Like, I think this is it. This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I can't recommend anything, really. I mean, I love everything off the menu. The most popular sellers are Indian taco, indigenous taco, or the Canadian Club. Our salads are pretty big. I think they're the biggest in North Bay. We're pretty generous with everything. Try one of everything. A couple of years from now, I feel like I don't want to be here as much as I am. I want people to run the restaurant for me, maybe extend, I don't know. But most likely not be here. People working for me. Well, I do have people working for me, but you know what I mean? Just like I don't have to be here. I'll have a manager, I'll have more staff. I can count on everybody else to do the things that need to be done for the day. COVID had a pretty big impact on the restaurant. Yes, when everybody were closing, I decided to close too because everybody was in a panic, right? Of course, I was in a panic. But when we closed for a month, and then we decided to open back up for takeout only. We did well during that, and of course we had our quiet days, but when the pandemic hit, I was only at my 2-year mark. I wasn't making money yet, right? I was losing money. I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do? Like, it's only been 2 years and now this and then, but it did have a big impact. But we did have a lot of community support because I did make a shout out to the community saying, hey, I need your support. If not, I'm gonna be closing. And so when people heard that, outpour of support. Yeah, it was tough, but we got through it. Yeah, lots of family support, and we did it. I would like to thank everybody for all their support through the last 5 years. Even just calling or liking our posts, sharing our posts, commenting on our posts, recommending people, just everybody in general to just any kind of support. I'd just like to thank everybody, especially the Indigenous community with all the caterings that we get. The college, we get a lot of caterings there. Just anybody in general that comes in, thank you very much. Miigwech.